Donald Trump could face criminal proceedings over the Capitol riots after an historic ruling in the US Congress tonight. The House committee investigating last year's violence accused him of inciting an insurrection and unanimously recommended the Department of Justice charge him with 4 crimes. It is only a recommendation and comes from a committee dominated by Democrats, but it could represent a massive blow to Mr. Trump's ambitions to run for president again.
This was an historic moment of reckoning. 2 years since the assault on the Capitol, 18 months since the House investigation began, and one question has loomed large. Who was truly responsible for the chaotic events of January the 6th?
USA! USA!
Was it led by extremists on the ground?
USA!
And what was the role of Donald Trump?
President Donald J. Trump!
Was he simply a leader who was talking figuratively?
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Or was he the man who quite deliberately lit the fuse for an attempted insurrection? Today, the House committee gave its emphatic answer.
Ms. Cheney?
Aye.
Ms. Lofgren?
Aye.
Ms. Lofgren, aye. Mr. Schiff?
Aye.
This was an unprecedented vote.
Mr. Aguilar?
Aye.
All 9 members approving the report
Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
that recommended that the former president be prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
Ours is not a system of justice where foot soldiers go to jail and the masterminds and ringleaders get a free pass.
There are 4 crimes that the investigators said Trump committed, and one stood out.
An insurrection is a rebellion against the authority of the United States. It is a grave federal offense. The committee believes that more than sufficient evidence exists for a criminal referral of former President Trump for assisting or aiding and comforting those at the Capitol who engaged in a violent attack on the United States.
I'm in D.C., baby! Let's go!
Felipe Marquez was convicted for storming the Capitol on January the 6th. He filmed the scene outside of Congress. And then the chaos inside. He told me the committee's conclusions were partisan and biased, that violence from the left should also be investigated.
The same should be done for the summer of 2020 riots, the BLM riots. Businesses were burned down to the ground, people's livelihoods, major stores were being burnt down, police officers lost their lives.
But all committee members agreed on one fundamental point.
No man who would behave that way can ever serve in any position of authority in our nation again. He is unfit for any office.
The Department of Justice now has a truly monumental decision to make. Does it agree with the committee's criminal referrals? Does the Attorney General now act to arrest and charge Donald Trump? That would delight some, infuriate others, and substantially raise the political temperature. Robert Moore, News at 10, Washington.